Hey everyone, and welcome to GBTV. I am your host Dominique, and today I have two special guests with us here today. We have our CEO of Gilboard and Library, Carol Meadow, as well as our Division Chief of Public Relations, Denise Riley, here, and they're going to share some amazing news with you today, starting off with our South Elgin Expansion. So you guys are going to kind of give us a quick overview of all of that, what's going to be happening, as well as a special event coming up with that. How are you?
Oh, just fine.
All right. We're gonna wake up today. We're waking up today. All right. Okay.
And hopefully everyone has seen the news coverage of this. We've had some wonderful press already. We thank you, local media. But Carol, what happened? I mean, this was so wonderful for the library.
Oh, absolutely. You know, when we established the South Elgin branch in 2016, we knew that the space that we were able, that the district was, excuse me, able to afford was only going to last for a few years. We knew that we would have to expand. And so that has always been in our plans. But with the expansion, of course, we have to have the financial backing all taken care of and ready to go for that. So when we learned about this earmark grant through the Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, we did apply. Now, these are highly competitive grants, highly competitive. And so we just kind of crossed our fingers and hoped for the best. We are so grateful to the Congressman for seeing the value and what this is going to bring to the community and pushing this project ahead, getting it on the finalist list, and then at the very end, when everything was determined, that we were one of the grantees of receiving almost $2.4 million that will go for the expansion of the South Elgin branch. It will increase its size by 2/3. We're going from about 4,000 square feet to about 10,000 square feet, and we're just really, really grateful to the Congressman and looking forward to our event that's coming up where we can thank him in person. Do you want me to talk about that now?
Well, why don't we go ahead and talk about that right now?
Yeah, on February 13th at 10 a.m. at the South Elgin branch, off of McLean in South Elgin, we are going to have what we would call a big check signing, a big check event. Of course, we will add a little bit more to it to make it more fun than just getting a big check. But the Congressman will be there, and we are hoping to have a nice audience for him to express our gratitude for this wonderful gift to the Gilboard and Public Library District.
And the South Elgin community, because I think we're going to have a lot of officials.
Yes, a lot of officials are planning to come, including the village president, the village administrator, quite a few village board members will be there.
Yeah, because of South Elgin is expected to have a lot of growth in coming years, and we always knew, as you said earlier, that we would need to expand this branch.
Yes.
And so to be able to do this in a much more streamlined fashion, and it's going to be a great opportunity to thank Raja, as he's known on his commercials, for his support for literacy in the library.
Yes, he certainly sees the value of libraries, and we're very grateful for that.
So people are going to know, I mean, we're almost tripling in size. What kind of things do you envision? And I know we're a little before the curve, and I think we've got some pictures to show the people here. Like, what kind of things might go into that branch as it expands?
We had done a community survey asking the public in the village of South Elgin what they would like to see in their branch library. And we did this over a year ago. And the number one idea that came forward was more space for the children. So a good third of this building is going to be devoted to children's services.
Great.
Including a baby garden. We just installed one here recently at the main library that's proving very successful, and we will have a baby garden over there. an activity room for programs that we can expand our children's programming. In addition, we will have a wellness room, which will be mainly multi-use, a parent wanting a very quiet space for their child, a nursing mother. And so we're very, very pleased to be able to incorporate that into the design.
Oh, wonderful.
And then, of course, we're going to have plenty of room for the adults. And the Hoffer room, which is our meeting room over there, is expanding right now. It seats about 40 people. It's going to grow to seat about 60 people. And plus, we will be able to open the doors, and if we have a larger audience, and set people up into the library. The name of the game is flexibility of space, yes.
Well, did I see in some of these drawings, which really looked cool, a modular, like study little space?
Oh yes, the pod.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
And we're looking to, and again, utilizing space in the most efficient way. We plan to install 2 of these individual pods where people can have quiet and for the work that they want to do, rather than going into a room. It's kind of a little room.
But it's really cool. I
It
mean,
really
in the
is,
drawings,
yes.
I hope
It will
kids
be
out there
wired.
see-
It'll
yeah.
be wired, and I think it'll be very popular. We find that the study rooms at the main library, the study rooms that we have at the South Elgin branch now, are very popular.
Yeah. And Carol, so everyone is going to be asking, what's the timeline on this?
Well, the timeline's a little bit up in the air because we do have to follow some federal regulations and rules as far as the grant goes, and we are getting into the nitty-gritty of that now. So.
It's a plane. No, it's a dragon. Help us celebrate National Dragon Day by enjoying a viewing on How to Train Your Dragon, happening now at the Valley Eagle Room.
We're listening to a National Dragon Day announcement. How cool is that? Come here for National Dragon Day. It's happening right now in the Sally Lee Room. Keep going, Carol. Oh,
Excuse me.
timeline.
Oh, the timeline, yes. I was distracted by the dragons.
Who knew it was National Dragon Day? We probably knew.
I learn
huh?
something every day at the library. Yes.
Definitely, definitely.
And even the CEO.
We have fun here,
Yes,
right?
we do.
Yeah.
So once we're getting into the nitty-gritty of the grant and the requirements. We certainly don't want to jeopardize anything by our ignorance, and so there's quite a few I's to dot and T's to cross. The money has been set aside for the Gale Borden Library District. No question, competition is over. But now we have to follow all the federal guidelines in order to receive that money. And so the plans, I would say the design of the branch is probably 99% complete, and we'll just be waiting until we are, as we go through all of the requirements of the grant, and then we'll be able to, the project will be bid, and then go forward after that. So right now, I can't tell you exactly when we will break ground on it. Although we're going to have a simulation on February 13th.
Right. So again, let's just remind folks, February 13th, we're going to thank Raja
at 10
for
a.m.
supporting us. Yeah.
Some refreshments and not too much speechifying, but we do want to give Raja the floor so that he can.
Yeah,
talk.
and watch our Facebook page. I do think we may be Facebook Live for some of this event, if not all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be something that we will be able to share with the rest of the community, even people who can't come in. When we're remaining
Right.
small, we're pretty small at South Elgin Branch now.
One
but
thing I do
okay,
want to
go on.
add that people may be asking, will KCT Credit Union continue to stay there? They will, and in fact, we will be enhancing their look, so to speak, because it won't. Right now, when you enter the building, you either make a decision to go through a door to KCT or a door to the library. In the new design, when you enter, you will be in the lobby, a larger lobby, And the library will be open to this library. KCT will be open to this library too.
Oh, wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful.
And we're going to have, unfortunately, another thing that the public wanted was a drive-up window. We are not able to do that. We looked at it from every angle. We are a bit limited in what we can do there because we are part of an office complex there. But we're going to have a walk-up window.
There we go, there we go.
So
Exercise while you get your materials.
yeah, and KCT is going to have a walk-up ATM too on the outside, so that will be convenient too.
So watch all of our newsletter, our Facebook Lives, our Gale Mail that goes out every Monday morning, our e-news. We'll be really, as we learn more details and
Right.
learn more about the timeline, we'll keep you all apprised, right?
Yes, absolutely. We will keep the community updated, and since we're not building a building, once the work gets going, it won't take that long, I don't think, to finish it.
Oh,
So-
and I think the other thing we had talked about is we're probably going to be open while we're doing this construction, right?
Yes, we are. Our plan is not to have to shut down that branch while construction is going on. There may be a day here and there where there's no plumbing has to be shut off or electricity or whatever, but no, our intent is that the branch would remain open. The services might be limited.
Okay,
We might
okay.
not be able to do as much programming over there at that time, but we've got our RACO branch, which is only 2.5 miles away, and they can take over some of that programming during this time.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right. So I want to thank our CEO, Carol. We're going to come back to you in just a moment,
Sure.
but I have a question for our Division Chief of Public Relations, Denise. So Denise, we have a couple of exhibits already going, and then we have some more coming, but there's 2 that are happening right now. Can you go into a little bit details to our viewers out there what we have?
Yeah, CMAP has been waiting, and this is the Metropolitan Planning Cooperative that plans for all of Northern Illinois, has been waiting for COVID restrictions to be over to bring this exhibit to us. And it's all about how we can work together with our data to make wonderful communities. We've also had some questions. We've had a lot of people engaging with that exhibit. It's on our downstairs, so at our first floor in the rotunda, and that's been a fantastic exhibit. So we thank CMAP, who has been here and done some programming. I think we've actually been a data collection site for them. So we're so happy to finally bring it to this community.
And it's a very colorful images, and it's very beautiful image and information, and QR codes are on a couple of the images as well to get more information. So just keep sight of that.
Yes,
So
the
it's a lot.
full report is 10 times what is downstairs. So for people who have questions for material that's not in the CMAP, please go to the website, and there's the whole report is there for everyone to weigh in on and look at. And this is for people to think about, how do we move forward? And it's on to 2050.
And we do have books that are on the table in that exhibit as
we
well for
do
you to
have-
take as well.
Yes.
Wonderful. And then we have
Oh,
a really nice
oh
thing this morning.
yes, I
we
get to
came
show
across.
this. Thank you, Mike Danahay, Egg Courier News. So smart salting and you. I hope our viewers see our front page of the Courier News. This was a wonderful project brought to us by Elgin Mayor David Captain, and we've got partners with the Conservation Foundation and other libraries. It is Schaumburg, it is Joliet, and Aurora are partners on developing a traveling exhibit that will travel to these other libraries. But it's all about what? I love the getting a bit salty, and it is, you can use too much salt, and it's all about the requisite amount, and that how this additional, well, all the salt impacts the water. And Mayor Captain, having been a chemist the head chemist here for Elgin before he became the mayor, very interested in making sure our water is clean here and safe,
Yeah.
because Elgin takes its water out of the Fox River.
Right.
So what goes into Fox River is very important. But I want to mention next Tuesday, the mayor will be here, as well as representatives from the other library, and Jennifer Hammer of the Conservation Foundation to talk a little bit further, and we'll show a little bit more about that exhibit that's been a wonderful exhibit with a wonderful message. More is not better.
Yeah.
And
just educating the public on something that's very important. I want to give a shout out, though, Denise, to our staff who developed this exhibit under the guidelines of Mayor Captain. And it really is a beautiful exhibit. You can learn so much from it, and our staff did an excellent job. And then we're sharing their talents with, as Denise said, the Schaumburg Library, Aurora, and Joliet libraries.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah, I'm very proud of the work that went on here in our library to put this together. And again, working with so many partners, there was a lot of back and forth on what we should show and how we can engage an audience. Also want to show that people may pick up one of these 12-ounce cups. It's also in the newspaper, and this is, I believe it says, for 500 square feet of driveway, and that's about 10 sidewalk squares, that this is the amount that you can be safe with.
Oh.
And that if you put more than this.
This isn't a drinking cup, this is a salt cup.
Yes.
Fill it with salt, 500 square feet of a driveway, wow.
Because what they're saying is once you put more than that down, you're not being effective, you're just putting more salt down.
Right, which affects the environment.
Which really has a negative effect on the environment. So, great little exhibit. Please tune in next Tuesday at 10 a.m. to learn more about this.
Yeah, definitely.
And we also have another exhibit, another Gail Borden exhibit.
Yes, we do.
And Dominique, why don't you tell us about that?
I'm happy to. I'm happy. So this will be celebrating Black History Month in February. So I am very excited to this new exhibit that we've developed, and thank not just only our team, but also our manager of exhibit and displays, Elda, for helping and collaborating with this idea. And I think I know everyone's going to enjoy this. So let me just show you all this something new we have here. So this is actually paying tribute to influential music, to all of the Black musicians throughout history who really made a change in the world. And we just wanted to give them some respect and this is just wonderful. So we have Muddy Waters, we have Jennifer Hudson, Louis Armstrong. You can't possibly see. We have Mahalia Jackson. And so we have their instruments or microphones, whatever goes with them, that will be in collaboration right next to their bio. And then what's really cool, this is interactive. So I'm not going to do it just for copyright purposes, but you press this button and it plays 30-second sample of the song, a popular song from this particular artist. So it's really cool. I'm really, really proud of this exhibit. Once again, I was proud of our last one, and now we've really stepped up the bar, I believe, with something this way, because this is actually interactive and you hear things. So we also have a really good, wonderful event coming up for Black History, and that is our Gospel Celebration event, and that's going to be Saturday, February 11th, and that is going to be at 1 p.m. So it's going to be in person, as well as we're going to have that live. So wonderful, wonderful things that we have going on here at Gail Borden Library.
Oh, and I just wanted to ask you one more question. Are these Chicago musicians?
These are, I'm sorry, yes, these are Chicago musicians. So once again, this is our Black Excellence in Chicago music.
And did you just pull these people out? I know there's so many fantastic musicians from Chicago. How did we come up with these?
So these came up with, I'm trying to remember how we came up with it, Denise.
Okay. Chicago Magazine?
But it was Chicago Magazines, and this is like Billboard hits that we were able to pull a lot of these, and it was so many to choose. It was so many to choose.
It was nice that author had written about the best albums from Chicago
That's
musicians,
correct.
and so we were able to pick through use their collective music expertise in helping us
Exactly.
select who was here. But because I know we're going to get lots of comments about who's not
Who-
in this,
yes,
because there's been
yes.
so many.
There
But
was so many to
we
choose from.
we used Chicago Magazine's article to help us select.
That is correct. That's correct. So once again, so this is actually going to be located here at the main library on the second floor on our what we call as our main street. So right over next to the information desk. So it's going to actually be a wow factor. It's going to be lovely and wonderful. So I'm very proud of this. Very excited about what we have going on at Gail Borden Library as always. And again, so you're going to have an exhibit downstairs. Come up. We have everything here. So it's wonderful. So that is what I have here to show to everyone. So once again, don't forget about our special event that is going to be with Mayor Captain. That's Monday.
It's Tuesday.
I'm sorry, Tuesday.
That's okay.
And then we also have the
That's January 31st at 10 a.m.
January 31st at 10 a.m. And then what was the other? So South
February
Elgin Expansion.
Expansion.
And that is February event, so February 13th. And we're going to thank Congressman Raja for that.
And that's also at 10 a.m.
And that's also at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
All of them to
Synergy.
be Facebook Live as well. Okay, so I want to thank our wonderful guest here. We have our CEO, Carol Metal, and our Division Chief of Public Relations, Denise Riley. I want to thank all of you viewers for coming in and actually viewing us and watching us. We really appreciate our community and what you do here, and we want to share with you what we have here to offer here at Gail Borden Library. So I want to thank everyone for joining us, and don't forget we have GBTV just in, and that will be coming up next week, so be on the lookout for that. So I am your host, Dominique, here at GBTV. Everyone have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. Take good care.